Okay, so I'm in the middle of Portlaoise, as you see from the outside shot. I'm right in the centre of town. It's 9:40 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and I am feeling very fit. Although I can't find my here we are. These things. Right, let's start up the little pocket rocket. Oh God, stop! Shh. Don't start with the holy Jesus stuff at this hour of the morning. Whoa, can't deal with that. I know it's Sunday and all, but it ain't happening. So anyway, I'm not sure why I reversed out of that space. I didn't really need to. But this is the Opel Adam. Now it's no ordinary Adam. It's the Adam S. So it's 150 brake horsepower, which is interesting most of the time. But it's not the horsepower that I've really grown to like about this car. Last week was an Opel Astra, which you can find a review there, but this week I've had the Opel Adam, and I'm like surprised how good Opel is. I shouldn't be really. They've been fairly consistent over the years, but just these last couple of cars has really changed things. You know, the steering setup, the seating setup. It's just a really honestly good car. But besides that, performance-wise, it's 150 brake horsepower from a 1.4 litre turbo petrol. Now, it still gives it a 0 to 60 time of over 8 seconds, which isn't going to, win any races in any big way. But it still feels urgent, particularly in first and second. The torque level is quite high when it spins up. It really does feel like it wants to go. Seating position, as I mentioned, is very, very good. I like the way I'm seated in the car. I feel far enough back from the dashboard to feel like I'm in a big car, but I feel compact enough that I feel like I'm in a small car as well. From in here, the Adam doesn't feel like, well, a 3-door car. It really doesn't. It doesn't feel that size. The problem, I suppose, is that many people have mistaken this for a Fiat 500 or just called it a Fiat. Just went, what's it like in a Fiat all week? And you go, I don't know. I'm not sure. I see where some of the crossover happens, particularly because it's a 3-door. It looks a bit like a 500, but I can't, for the life of me, figure out why people are so caught up on the 500 thing. Anyway, it's just a perception thing, maybe. I'm 6 foot. I have no problem sitting in this front seat, but back seat is dingy. You will not, as a 6 foot man, get into the back of that. You'll have to fold your legs up in an Inspector Gadget style thing. A mention of the sound system in this. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and particularly the Apple CarPlay, which seems to work all the time. Siri seems to be able to hear me most of the time when I'm talking to her, and that makes a difference because the ease of use then becomes a simple thing. Plus, this has Onstar. Now, I'm not going to go too far down the Onstar route. It is a subscription service, but the car does have Wi-Fi, which I quite like, having Wi-Fi in the car. It's something a little bit more different, but it is something you're going to have to pay for. So, yeah, the service works, but really, it's another bill. So let's not worry about it too much. I wouldn't be too caught up in it. Good lads out running. I like it. I should be out running this morning too, but I did a 10k yesterday and did a 12k a couple days before that, so I do my mileage. Opel as a brand to me have come up leaps and bounds. Particularly, like I said, the last two cars, absolutely adored the Astra. I thought it was a really, really nice car. Really enjoyed that. Fuel tank too small, but very economical. But like I said, fuel tank too small. This Opel Adam seems to be going along fine. I mean, fine. I've done many kilometres at the wheel of this thing. I've driven it to work every day. I've driven it home. I haven't put any fuel in it. I probably will have to put a little bit of fuel in it to get it back to Dublin to give it back tomorrow. But, I can suffer that because the car has been really good. Steering is fairly weighted towards top dead centre. I do find there's quite a weight here, alright? But it does shift along when you want it to, And it tucks in quite nicely on the little corners there, even on those leaves that are on the ground. As you notice, I haven't really changed gear. Third gear seems to be where this car is sort of happiest, even in performance-y kind of way. And there's a nice little burble from the engine there as well as it does what it does. Still in third. It's roaring along now, and that's okay. You live with that. I haven't broke any speed limits. That's why I say these kind of small cars are fun, because they feel urgent. If you don't mess with that gear stick too much, they do feel urgent. You know, you're not travelling very fast, but the roar of the engine and the noises and stuff make it feel like you're travelling a bit quicker than you are. This is the most dangerous junction ever because you can't see nothing that way. There's a humongous wall here. Humongous. How are you? The woman out running. God, all these fit people is brilliant to see. Well done, Ireland. Well done. We're tackling that obesity crisis one step at a time. If you like this review of this little Opel Adam S, hopefully you will smash that lovely like button in the face and share my video out with your friends and your enemies and the people who like you and the people who don't like you. We'll all see this little video. Until the next time, I will see you on the far side.